Hey howdy hey partners, today we have Jessie versus Jessie versus Jessie. Let's get into it.
You're watching Today I Grew Up.
Hey howdy hey partners, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as we're on our way to 100,000 subs. Excited to be back with you again for another video comparing Disney Store Jessie versus Toy Story Collection Jessie and my custom movie accurate mod Jessie. I find it very interesting to see what toy companies have done and what they can do. And that's why I make my movie accurate props, because I want to inspire others out there to show them what could be possible. And this Jessie is not perfect, even though it's my movie accurate modded Jessie. She still doesn't have the straight eyebrows, which I hope to get a custom head sculpt one day. But I love the real hair of yarn. It looks really nice, and that was braided by me. I got some real yarn at a craft store, and man, does it just look amazing. And now we can look at that first, since I mentioned it. Here is Toy Story Collection ponytail. You can just see how bushy and too big that is. Versus in the movie, it was skinny and small like this one. It wasn't like bushy like that. So Thinkway Toys got that wrong. And of course, as you can see in the Disney Store one, just look how it's that bushy that's like almost the size of her head. So that is definitely wrong. So that's something definitely right away you can see. And obviously, there's a huge price difference. So back in the day, Thinkway Toys Toy Story Collection retailed for $50, $49.99. And you got this. In 2019, Signature Collection, it was $89.99. So the price went up, which was really crazy. So that was always an interesting thing. And Disney Store cost $30. So you do get the best value for $30. You get a talking Jessie doll. Now the problem is, look at the details of this Jessie. The face is too big, it's too tall. It's not accurate, obviously. The expression is very goofy, cartoony. It's still a nice Jessie, and I do like it. It's slender. The chaps are a little glittery, which I don't like, but it's still a cool Jessie. For $30, it's affordable, and it's my least favorite, but it's still not a bad toy. I think it's definitely appropriate to add to your Toy Story collection. If you can't afford this one, go with the Disney Store Jessie. It's still a nice Jessie for your collection and to complete your roundup gang. Next, though, my first choice from an official toy company would obviously be Thinkway Toys, because this is my white logo Jessie. She looks really good. And even though there's a lot of inaccurate details, like it's too shiny and, you know, it's too gold here, but it's still nice and it still looks like Jessie. And the head sculpt's probably my favorite one on the 2010. And I used a Signature Collection Jessie head sculpt because I didn't want to mod the original Jessie, because this is the first Jessie I ever added to my collection. So she's special and I cannot mod her because it's the first Thinkway Toys Jessie I ever got. So I'm always going to keep it factory. Even though the chaps have now broken off, I'll probably repair them in the future. And then these are Signature Collection chaps, Signature Collection head, but I painted the eyebrows brown to custom modify it. I also added real stitching, vinyl stitching to this hat, because it was like that in the movie, to match Woody. And of course, rebraiding the hair just looks so good. I used a hot glue gun and I carefully laid each strand. It took me hours to do, but it was definitely worth it. This is a UK Mattel Body because it's nice, thin and slender, and I think compared to Thinkway Toys, it's very close in the slender department, but I think the UK Mattel release was the best one. They also released one in the USA, but the body was not as slender as this one, so that's why I like this one for my Jessie mod. And then I upgraded the buttons thanks to Toy Story NL from the Netherlands. My friend, he sent me real pearlized buttons like the movie, so that was a huge upgrade because you get cheap plastic ones on these. So that was really nice. So I really love this Jessie, and I think it looks really awesome. And regardless of what Jessie you have at home, if you have one of these two, they're great options for your Toy Story collection. I just recommend upgrading it if you can. Rebraiding the hair is great because it obviously looks super amazing in my opinion. Another interesting issue is I don't know why Thinkway Toys went with the red eyebrows, because in the movie, Jessie had brown eyebrows. So I don't understand why they went with red. It does not make sense. But at least she has green eyes like the movie. Here, Disney Store fixed that problem, and they do have brown eyebrows, which I do appreciate. But the expression is just alive mode. It's not toy mode. This is a little closer to toy mode, the Signature Collection. So I did paint the eyebrows brown, and I think that looks way more movie accurate than what we got from Thinkway Toys for the red eyebrows. It's a minor detail, but in the grand scheme of things, if you want an accurate Jessie, I really think the brown eyebrows look way better and not the red ones. Another important detail about Jessie is the open hands. So this was sent by a fan of mine, and they're Hasbro Jessie hands. We couldn't use the open hands from a Woody doll because it'd be too big for this body, or other Jessie dolls that I saw, and the Hasbro Jessie hands seemed to be the perfect size for this movie accurate Jessie. So now you know. The Disney Store and Toy Story Collection hands come cupped, and they weren't like that in the movie. Jessie in Toy Mode had separated fingers, just like Woody in Toy Mode. So that is something very important to note about modding your Jessie. So my advice to upgrade your Jessie doll would be to get these Hasbro open hands, because they're the only ones that look great with the UK Mattel Body. Now let's look at the boxes. So I eventually want to get a box like the Stinky Pete one to match like the Woody box I have for Jessie, but for now I don't have that. So the Disney Store one is really great. I think it looks super cool, it looks vintage, like we should have got for Thinkway Toys, but instead we got this, which isn't bad, but I don't think it looks vintage to me. It looks a little more modern, except for this looks pretty vintage, but you know, it's got the plastic window, which I don't think they would have had in the 50s, you know, the logos and stuff. I don't know, I think they could have done a better job. I do like the side of the box, but the Disney Store did a better job. They followed that Western theme for Woody's Roundup, like Woody's box, and I just think that looks a little bit more accurate to what the 1950s would be for the Woody's Roundup TV show, in my opinion, though. Back of the box, the Disney Store is my least favorite. It's just totally off. I wish they would have just went more with the Canyon theme, more simple, but it's not. And then this is really good. I do like the back of the Thinkway Toys box. I like this vintage depiction of Jessie, and I think that looks fantastic. But those are my thoughts on the box. There you have it, partners, my comparison of Jessie versus Jessie versus Jessie. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of these Jessies? And what do you have in your collection? What do you hope to collect? As always, partners, thank you for supporting my YouTube channel, and I want to do the epic toy giveaway very soon, so you don't want to miss out. If you want to be part of my journey on YouTube, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're alerted for future videos on this channel, and I'll see you, partners, on the next video review.
You want the real Buzz Lightyear? You're an action figure.
You are a sad, strange little man. You are a sad, strange little man.
You are a child's plaything.
Hey, Ham, look, I'm Picasso.
I don't get it.